Plan out your year through a spreadsheet to time manage on the macro scale. It also helps to have a template for the ideal week and day, which also helps you figure out what to do when you're bored and helps you say no to new but not necessarily enlightening experiences, since you know what matters most. Similarly, have 3 daily quests, one for work, health, and relationships. Get curious, such as trying to learn more about the people in your life or to do new things with them so that you have more things to appreciate. Consider not planning years ahead to allow for spontaneity and potentially decrease anxiety by focusing more on the present. You should also organize your obligations on top of prioritizing them and figuring out the bare minimum / non-negotiable action and the ideal amount of work to do to make progress. When you're not making progress, ask yourself inverted questions like, how do I do less of this thing I want to do, to figure out what you're doing wrong? In the morning, write the date, thus potentially helping you to recall it later in the day due to the generation effect. Dream journaling, even if your dream didn't relate to your intention. Use daily and weekly goals lists instead of to-do lists for more guidance. You can also have quarterly goals instead of annual ones. Focus on what you actually want to work toward rather than how efficient you're being. Make sure not to overload yourself with prompts and consider using fun phrases like daily adventures and quarterly quests, perhaps to allow you to dedicate time to different interests / exploring new ones. Even if you don't have strong goals in mind, consider how doing some research could make you realize things about yourself or your life. Plus, since goals give you something to strive for, they cultivate hope. Reverse planning can be used to devise the sub-goals. Thinking backwards, also known as retrograde reasoning, can improve our ability to make decisions, recall memories, and solve problems, according to cognitive science research. Another strategy is creating a not to-do list. You may have to do more research to avoid analysis paralysis and to combat the beliefs justifying the habits you dislike. However, also realize that you can create unnecessary problems by overthinking things when you're already satisfied. Also note that research includes asking the people who know you for input. To combat magical or entitled thinking, question why you want what you want and what the consequences of getting and maintaining it will be. Relatedly, you should flesh out the benefits of pursuing your goal and the downsides of not doing so. Some research may be needed. Question why you deserve these changes. It may help to imagine what a friend would say. You can also think about how what you'd like to do will almost definitely benefit you in the future, like how taking the time to exercise will mean less costly health problems later. Use prompts like how the world would change if everyone was like you. You can also reflect on how you develop the positive and negative traits you have now. While wording may seem minor, remember that you can accidentally create friction for your good habits. This is because of priming, a technique in which the introduction of one stimulus influences how people respond to a subsequent stimulus. Priming works by activating an association or representation in memory just before another stimulus or task is introduced. This phenomenon occurs without our conscious awareness, yet it can have a major impact on numerous aspects of our everyday lives. It not only influences our behavior, but how we feel about ourselves and others. One way to make use of priming is to reflect on your goals and sources of inspiration, both of which can be done through journaling. Other activities include music, exercise, and meditation. Maximize your chances of success by optimizing the way you frame your goal. Seriously consider using implementation intentions, also known as if-then plans. Journaling is one way to make use of them, especially since journaling can also be used to tweak your habits to ensure you keep getting an adequate and thus fulfilling challenge. This practice is known as a habit review. Clarify your strategies so that you know exactly how to tackle things, and reward your input instead of your output. This is better for promoting a growth mindset, in which people prioritize hard work over natural ability or lack thereof. Goals work to improve performance. Harder goals work better than easier goals, but only if the goal is accepted. goals work even better for simpler tasks. Complicated tasks also benefit, but the pressure of a goal can sometimes lead to poorer strategies. Specific standards do better than doing your best. Schedule work and awards. Consider having a recurring social event, something to look forward to that happens on a consistent basis involving at least one friend. Note that we should tackle mentally challenging tasks at times that line up with our circadian rhythm when we are most wakeful. For teenagers, this is generally the early afternoon, while for adults, it can transition to mid-morning or even early morning for older adults. Schedule creative and mindless tasks when your energy is low. We are more creative in the afternoons or other times when we are a little tired or groggy and unable to hone our focus. This diffuse attention allows us to think more creatively. Everyone has goals. What leads to success is systems. Plus, goals come with problematic implicit assumptions about eventual happiness. Schedule time to figure out how to deal with stressors/triggers, including minor ones, like what encouraged you to check your phone out of nowhere. Reflecting on the issues you write about by looking for commonalities will help you figure out your triggers, and if not, ask a friend. Consider engaging in a situational awareness exercise to not only help you remember where stuff is, but provide realizations that'll aid in organization or repositioning. Additionally, you can look up things that you previously overlooked to learn more about them. Other possibilities are upgrading, replacing, or just getting rid of, if not donating items. Doing this as a journaling and not meditation exercise allows one to more quickly jot down reminders. As a bonus, this practice will encourage you to be more organized and less wasteful, thus helping you to be smarter with your money in the future. This exercise can be done on rooms or smaller spaces like cabinets, closets, and refrigerators. Reframe the unhelpful side of your inner critic, perhaps mockingly. Idea: personify other aspects of your life to shift your perspective in a fun way, such as imagining the logical part of your brain as an executive board of directors that should regularly decline the requests of the impulsive parts. Contrast the worst case scenario and the outcome you'd bet on, and how your life would look in the short term and long term if the worst case occurs. If you don't do this thing, or if you partially succeed, save time and resources that can later be allocated to improving yourself. This includes coming up with safety precautions through journaling, with examples being figuring out what one should get spares of, or backing up one's phone to prevent potential future stress, especially considering how stress hinders the brain. Learning about prevention and thus the struggles others have gone through also boosts interpersonal intelligence. Remember the importance of having intention when journaling, since serial killers have used journals to strengthen their obsessions. Also, consider how personal the practice is. If you don't like writing, you can sketch instead, and you can implement this digitally if it makes you more comfortable. Doing it digitally comes with the benefit of having a search bar for your memory. Figure out how you'll challenge yourself in the near future. Do it based on the domains of your life, with potential examples being work, sociability, well-being, and recreation. This means assessing how well things are going and how balanced these domains are too. Consider writing affirmations. One way to self-affirm is by reflecting on your most cherished personal values and strengths. See an online test. Another way is to repeat positive statements about possible change in important areas in your life. Note that our brains are especially open to new ideas during two key periods: within 30 minutes of waking up and just before falling asleep. These times are ideal for affirmations. Repeat affirmations 5 to 10 minutes in the morning. Say them throughout the day, then spend another 3 to 5 minutes at night. Doing so takes advantage of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself, and this results in reduced stress alongside improved resilience, particularly when affirmations are written in the present tense, use positive language, feel personally or emotionally meaningful, and are realistic. Since affirmations are related to goals, they should also be specific, measurable, and action-oriented. Methods include I am statements, repeating affirmations in the mirror, writing affirmations down, and recording yourself saying the affirmations. Ways to complement the practice include mindfulness to cultivate focus and journaling to track progress or make adjustments. Remember, starting small makes it easier to stay consistent, which matters since it takes at least 3 to 4 weeks for most people to experience small shifts in mindset. Self-affirmation lessens the likelihood of defensive processing, which causes us to justify potentially bad behavior after it's criticized. This happens because you don't feel the need to shield your ego when presented with new info, resulting in more acceptance and motivation to change. It's also important to exercise mindfulness by considering your mental state when rehearsing affirmations. While some studies suggest that positive affirmations can improve mood and self-esteem, other studies have shown that they have no effect or may even decrease mood and self-esteem, particularly for people with low self-esteem to begin with. Making these types of statements could even emphasize the distance between their ideal and current views of themselves, a concept known as self-discrepancy theory. Using affirmations can lead people to adopt an it's-all-in-your-head attitude and fault people for feeling down. While positive affirmations have a mixed bag of results, values affirmations generally have found beneficial effects. Research has found that adopting statements that promote a growth mindset can help improve mental health. Idea: use inspiring content like success stories or motivational quotes to come up with affirmations. The latter may sound cliche, but consider how easy it is to look through a bunch of quotes. Your sources can even be pictures, since an image can create anticipation for a desired future just as well as words can. Another idea is momentarily reflecting on moments where you performed well, which also serves to boost confidence before an event. Look at word lists / improve your vocabulary to be more specific in your gratitude journaling, and when you're writing about how you feel / changing how you feel. Throughout the day, repeat affirmations. Track progress throughout the day if possible. Consider having an area to write down the things that stuck out to you, like gut instincts or interesting things you heard or thought throughout the day. Connection. Have a space to write down a bunch of ideas for solving a certain thing, like 30 in 5 minutes, or write about it before and after sleep. Consider having categories based on goals instead of broad topics. This can also be done for the ideas you put down, and this could be as simple as putting certain symbols next to or highlighting them with different colors. Before eating, drinking, and smoking, remind yourself how much you've already consumed on that day, with pictures taken of the previous meals / drinks / cigarettes. In the evening, figure out if you did more of what you prefer to do or what you prefer not to do, not more of what's good or bad. We're all human. Divide page into 3 columns and add up the points. You can also add up the points for each activity at the end of the week. You can also use a journal for scenario planning, in which you speculate on the actions you take in unlikely and possible outcomes. Alternatively, or additionally, you can reflect on what happened earlier that day. This practice often takes the form of a focus log, in which you figure out if you did more of what you'd prefer to do or more of what you prefer not to do. I'm phrasing it like that since it's less judgmental than saying good or bad. We're all human. You can attribute points to the actions and later add them up to assess your progress throughout days, weeks, and months. If you use focus logs as scorecards, consider using a spreadsheet to automate the calculations. Also remember that you can have focus logs for categories of tasks, such as study schedules for academics. Consider using color coding to showcase and compare your progress in given areas. Similarly, you can use colored pens and highlighters to mark up your journaling. Assess emotions, expectations, and who/what healthily gives you energy, and what takes it, and if it's worth trying to remove those people or things from your life. Note that debunking expectations can help you become less judgmental, thus aiding in empathy. Focusing on what gives and takes your energy can be considered to be a concentration workout, since you're reflecting on what influences your engagement with tasks. Figuring out what boosts or takes away your focus aids in developing better time management, thus leading to satisfaction with how much time you have, time affluence. Alternatively, it can aid in dietary changes and meal prep. Acknowledge and count your wins. Reward efforts, not outcomes. Easy wins first, then stack the winner effect. Build self-trust in your word, all while managing expectations. Consider visualizing. Write about what objectively happened, what you made it mean, reattribution. Although don't try to positively reframe traumatic events, what you should do is acknowledge how awful it was. Engage with your emotions by non-judgmentally asking why you felt that way, and then question how you can grow from the event, likely by figuring out the root causes. It may help to engage in cognitive empathy through perspective taking, especially since doing so boosts humility and aids in finding common ground. Question if your explanation is the best one or even if another is equally valid. Being proactive about emotional regulation boosts emotional intelligence and eventually cultivates emotional fitness. In short, reflecting on expectations helps you understand your successes and mistakes and why certain events may have transpired as they did. This helps you overcome the survivorship bias. Brainstorm about patterns and standards. Journaling questions. What advice would I give someone else in my situation? What would I do if I knew I could not fail? And who or what have I been coping with or avoiding? Consider who or what's been making you uncomfortable or limiting you, including friends, family, loved ones. You can also use this practice to challenge how much you think about the past or future, thus helping you develop a balanced approach. Use Socratic questioning to overcome your doubts. Doing this for beliefs regarding your capability could help boost self-efficacy and will at least provide guidance on improving. Questioning how you evaluate things combats errors in reasoning like contrast effect, status quo bias, illusory correlation, and idiosyncratic rater bias. Implicit association tests can help you figure out the mental shortcuts you make. Cognitive reappraisal, aka cognitive reframing, which leads to cognitive restructuring, is a strategy for everyday living in which a person deliberately aims to modify their emotional response to experience by changing their thoughts. It involves evaluating an emotionally charged situation from a different perspective than what comes automatically to mind. This practice aids in forgiveness, both for yourself and others. Framing effect. Use cognitive reappraisal to change how you feel about your temptations and desired behaviors. This can be used to reinterpret anxiety as excitement, which won't change your anxiety level or bodily response, but will improve performance. Practicing this helps you avoid wasting cognitive resources on overthinking. Consider second-order thinking and the paradox mindset to think exponentially and not incrementally.